let me say good morning to the entire trial and state of Grenada, our sister isles of Carriacou and PG Martinique. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Hope all is well with everyone. It's a rainy Wednesday morning on the outdoors. Well, it has subsided from the time I got to work this morning. So I had to subside a wee bit. And I didn't pay attention to the forecast per se last evening for tonight in terms of whether it's going to be raining. And then got up this morning and it was like pouring. Certainly hope it's not causing any hindrance for anyone this morning in terms of their commute. Yeah, those probably where you live. Muddy road, to say, some other sort. Well, I hope not. I'm just hoping that it didn't interfere with anyone's commute this morning. Let me chime in and say good morning to our viewers this morning via GBN TV. Those of you viewing via Channel 7, Channel 11, and Channel 20. Good Wednesday morning to you. It's the 20th day of July. Our, of course, radio listeners this morning, those of you via Q105, good morning to you. I just got a report from someone, those of you at 105.9, they're not getting us on that. So, of course, the technical folks will look into that. So, apology for that. But you will find some way of listening to us. You can go online or other sort and listen to us. That will certainly be appreciated a whole lot. Let me say good morning to our social media viewers this morning, whether you've on the Facebook, of course, link this morning, on the Facebook Live link, or you via the YouTube link. Good morning to you folks, and thanks for chiming and being part of To The Point. We were expecting the CEO of the Spice Mass Corporation to chime in with us this morning. I haven't seen him popped in as yet via our Zoom platform. As soon as he does so, we will certainly entertain him in terms of getting some information pertaining to where we're at with in terms of the overall, of Spice Mass and everything else. We could probably find out what will be for Spice Mass 2022. So as soon as we're able to make that link. So for now, we will just probably continue it in terms of open line for a wee bit, until he pops in, and certainly we will entertain him then. So good morning to all. Good morning to our listeners or viewers. Once again, you have the option of calling in and do the usual thing. Share your views, share your concerns pertaining to issues. Yesterday we had the post-press briefing yesterday. The Honorable Prime Minister was there. We also had, let me get some information there quickly. Yeah, I just had to turn back a little bit and we also had the Senator Jonathan Lacrette. He was there also. We had the Honorable Ron Redhead. He's Minister of State responsible for youth and sports in the Ministry of Education. Let me repeat the whole portfolio for the Senator, the Honorable Jonathan Lacrette. He was the Minister of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs. He was part of the post-cabinet press briefing yesterday. And there were probably things said within the press briefing that you would like to expand on a little bit or share your concerns pertaining to things of that nature. It's an open line for the wee bit until we get to, of course, entertain the CEO of the Spice Mass Corporation. So the telephone number once again, 435-2041, 435-2041. It's To The Point for today, Wednesday. I think we already have a caller. I hope we do have a caller online. Let me see. No, we don't have a caller. For some reason, that caller popped out. So the number, once again, 435-2041. It's a rainy Wednesday. Yes, in the Spice we do have a caller chiming in at this time. Let's go back to the phone line and say good morning to the caller. Caller, good morning, and how are you?
Good morning to you, sir, and I'm all right for the time being.
Nice to know.
Okay, let me first of all say good morning to everybody. I was listening to the press conference yesterday.
Yes.
And I'm sort of impressed with the statement, or some of the statement made by the Honorable Prime Minister. In terms of the marketing board, I'm fully on board with the Prime Minister of either revamping or getting into the bottom of the marketing board. I think the marketing board is shortchanging us very bad. There was an inquiry into the marketing board that have not been published yet, and I think that's not very good, because there was some wrongdoing in the marketing board, and I think the public should know. Government keep pumping money into the marketing board and nothing happening. So I am totally in favor with the Prime Minister doing something about the marketing board. Also, the other boards, like Cocoa Board and Nutmeg Board, they have government representatives on those boards. 3 government representatives on the Cocoa Board, 3 government representatives on the Nutmeg Board. And it seems to be always in chaos. Every year, Nutmeg, Cocoa can't pay out to the farmers. Some years ago, the cocoa board said that they made $35 million in profit of the cocoa factory, coming from the factory. But farmers are still worse stuff. Right? Something has to be done. If people are going and represent on those boards, if government is putting represent on those boards, they ought to give government an account. You can't be pumping money every year, and at the end of the time, the boards are not. But people can get bonus, people can be paid. You have no extension officers in the cocoa board now.
So, caller, let me ask you this, caller. Are you for or against? Are you for the revamping of the marketing board, or are you thinking there should be some way of not only revamping but reorganizing, per se, instead of totally getting away with it? What's your take on that?
No. You can't get away with it. It is over-needed. It is over-needed. But we have to be handling in a different way.
Okay.
Whether it's revamping, whether it's reorganizing, whatever it is, it's got to be different.
Okay.
We cannot continue under those ways.
All right, caller.
When people find themselves on boards, they have to remember they are not an NMP or NDC. When you are on a cocoa board or nutmeg board, you are there representing the state.
All right, caller. Thank you for your contribution this morning.
We cannot move.
All right, thanks for your contribution, caller.
Good.
All right, it's to the point for today. It's Wednesday. The number you can chime in via, as I mentioned on the intro, we were expecting the CEO of the Spicemas Corporation to pop in with us this morning. Still haven't seen him popping as yet. As soon as he becomes available, we will certainly entertain him and get some information pertaining what's up with in terms of everything, in terms of the progress, in terms of and the readiness per se for Spicemas 2022. Are we taking your phone calls in the interim? Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. How are you? Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
It's GT here. Yeah.
In response to your suggestion that we could chime in on some of the issues on the press conference, as I said earlier on this morning, in terms of the marketing board, I would suggest that immediately we suspend the operation of the marketing board, taking into consideration the needs of the employees and other commitments, that immediate commitment we have to suppliers and so on. But it's be suspended. You have an inquiry, a thorough inquiry. As the last caller said, there was supposed to be some inquiry or counter inquiry about the board. We have never heard about what was the outcome. There's supposed to be some court issues, integrity commission, and all that kind of thing. We need to clear there. And then, based on the findings, we can make a decision whether to revamp the marketing board, which I think we should do everything to try to revamp, or, as the Prime Minister said, reconstitute, set up something to replace it with the same objective or something like that.
All right.
But I think until we do that, we really get to the bottom and people know what was happening, and maybe some of the people who have brought the board into the dispute or at the stage it is be held accountable, then we may not be doing justice.
All right.
In terms of the boards and so on, I think we should be mindful that we have not had a culture of proper governance right across the spectrum, so that even in constituting the board, that people understand the role and function and the purpose of boards, rather than just as a sort of thing you give various people, as a kind of, well, let me not say, but so that we would take it seriously.
All right.
This has been one of my concerns over the years, how boards are constituted and how people get on board. So,
all right.
Thank you very much.
All right, caller, thanks for your contribution. Also, it's to the point for today, Wednesday, the 20th day of July. As we move on through, I did promise we're going to be entertaining the CEO, and I'm seeing the individual, of course, getting set to chime in with us this morning. We certainly will be entertaining him shortly. We probably could entertain another caller or two before we go over to the CEO of the Spicemas Corporation. Let's take another caller. And we have lost that caller here. So it's 12 minutes after the hour, folks. We're going to take a short break, and suddenly we're going to go over to the CEO of the Spice Mass Corporation and have a chit chat with him pertaining to everything Spice Mass for 2022. Let's take that break, and we coming right back. Don't touch your dial. It's To The Point for today, Wednesday, the 20th day of July.
You're all ready.
I want to control your anger. There's a way to feel better. That's one thing to remember. No matter where you are, you can be a star. Stop and take a deep breath and relax yourself. Take another deep breath and relax it, and relax it. Eliminate violence.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere. The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
Welcome back, one and all. It's To The Point for today, Wednesday, the 20th day of July, 2022. I'm GT with you, folks. I'll be around with you until it's 10 a.m. this morning. And as promised, this morning, a while ago, I did mention we have the CEO of the Spice Mass Corporation. That's Mr. Kelvin Jacob. He's here with us this morning, and we're going to go over to him and say good morning to you, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Kind of a bit of a rainy, Wednesday morning, but thanks for being able to chime in with me this morning. We getting ready for Spice Mass 2022. How are you feeling about Spice Mass 2022?
I am feeling very optimistic. I'm very excited. Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. But, we didn't have Carnival officially for the last 2 years, so everyone, what sort of feedback you as the CEO are feeling, in terms of having Spice Mass this year? How are you feeling about it per se? As we didn't have Carnival for the last two years per se. How is it you feeling for 2022 before we get into anything else?
Yeah, well, I say for me, I'm feeling very excited that we can actually have Spice Mass again. I'm feeling excited for the people. I'm feeling excited for the masqueraders, for the artists, Calypsonian, soca artists, groovy artists, all the people who actually benefit from Carnival. I'm feeling very happy for them because we know that Carnival is part of a bigger ecosystem. It's not just what happens in the Spice Mass office. Mm-hmm. Many people benefit from Carnival, and we've seen the effects of not having Carnival for 2 years on the economy, especially the creative economy. So I'm very happy and excited that we are having Carnival this year so that these people can actually benefit from from Carnival this year, and also that we can actually showcase our product again to the world, because we know that we have a product that is second to none.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm agreeing with you with that. Now, in terms of the overall preparation for the Spice Mass Corporation, you being the CEO, tell me, is it a go for the Spice Mass Corporation in terms of everything?
When you say a go,
I mean, when I say it's a go, is the Spice Mass Corporation ready to move forward with Spice Mass 2022?
Well, of course.
I want to know. I just want to know.
Yeah, we've been ready, and we've been waiting. So since 2019, we've been planning for 2020. It didn't happen, so we had to tweak our plans for 2021. It didn't happen, and then we had to tweak again for 2022. And I guess once we got the go ahead in 2022, it was full speed ahead to making sure that it happens this year.
All right, great. Now we have some major activities coming up this weekend, all being part of Spice Mass. We have we had the preliminary rounds went through. How was the preliminary round? How did the preliminary round go through? How the Spice Mass Corporation?
I think it was a very smooth preliminary round. It went through with no hiccups. So we've done the groovy, we've done the soca, and we've just completed the calypso last night. So the calypso list is actually out this morning.
All right.
So I think a lot of people would be looking at that. They would be coming out to look for the famous calypsonians this weekend. So we start tomorrow with the groovy.
Yes.
The Brian Griffith groovy semis.
All right. And that certainly has been renamed. That has been renamed this year. I've been getting some positive feedback from it from folks who listened when, of course, it was renamed and so forth. So that's a plus in terms of moving forward, I would say, for the groovy per se, in terms of the semi-final round.
Yes. So we have that event on Thursday. It starts at 8 p.m. at the Progress Park. So we are asking people to come out to all of the semi-final events this weekend. We have the Soca semis, and that's the Dr. Trevor Friday. Soca semi-finals. Again, it's at Progress Park. And then on Sunday, we are having the Melody Papitets, our traditional semi-finals in Progress Park again, the Melody Papitet Calypso semi-finals. This one, however, starts at 5 p.m. And we know that that's a show that always starts on time. So all of our other shows, we are going to be starting them promptly this year on time.
All right.
So we ask everyone to come out to support the events in Grenville Big Parish. You have it this weekend. Everything is on you. All eyes on Big Parish this weekend. Groovy, soca, and calypso. All right. Tickets for these events, they are available on gotofet.com. They're available at Grenadian Optical. We have some tickets in Grenville now as we speak at Top FM. So the people in Grenville can get tickets at Top FM. Spice Mass office, you can get tickets at Spice Mass office as well for all of these events. And also we'll be coming up to Grenville. You look for the Spice Mass branded bus and you can get tickets for the semi-final weekend, all the events of the semi-finals this weekend in Grenville from the Spice Mass bus, Top FM in Grenville, Spice Mass office. Or you can purchase online from your cell phone, go to fed.com or Grenadian Optical. You can walk into Grenadian Optical and they would work it for you there and give you a ticket. Or you can come into Spice Mass office and get a physical ticket as well. All of the events this weekend is only $40 to get you on the inside.
All right. So we have an interesting lineup of events coming up. Starting from Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Am I right about that?
Yes.
All right.
I want to also zero in on Saturday. Saturday 23rd. Saturday 23rd, we are moving to St. Mark, and we have our traditional mass festival. So we don't want to forget our traditional mass. Very important and very unique to our carnival, deeply rooted in our rich ancestral traditions, Spice Mass. So we are going to be showcasing our traditional mass this weekend in St. Mark. It starts at 2 p.m. That event starts at 2 p.m. and it's a free event. So come out and see all our different traditional mass in Grenada. Come out and play, join a band, and get involved in this immersive space, this immersive experience in your culture in St. Mark's, Diamond St. Mark's, this weekend.
All right.
Saturday from 2 p.m.
All right, so that's of course another one of the events lined up, and that's been another interesting, of course, event that's every year. I have been attending it for the last couple of years, with the exception of the last 2 years. I'd always like to see the way the traditional aspect of mass been portrayed, especially in the St. Mark area. It's always interesting. Always interesting. Now tell us, you mentioned just a bit ago that they had the wrapping up of the judging of the tents. How many tents participated this year, per se, in terms of the Calypso tents?
We had 4 Calypso tents this year. So we had the Northwest Brigade, we had the Kingdom tent that was judged last night. Then we had the Fireworks Calypso tent, and we have the Kaiso band. So we had 4 Calypso tents this year.
All right. How was the participation, per se, from the tents, per se, in terms of?
I think the participation from the tents, they were great. I think a lot of people attended the events at the tents this season. We know that the Kaiso bands, they were able to have a couple shows. They had about 2 shows before, and people have been going out, and that actually created the buzz. And people anticipated, and I can see people getting back into following the tents for Calypso, because I've been to all of these semi-final all of the preliminary events, the judging night for the tents, and I've seen the following. So people are moving from one tent to the other, supporting the Calypso.
All right. So we're talking Groovy coming up on Thursday also. The semi-final round is the Brian Griffiths Groovy. I'm assuming its preparation is already in key. The artists, of course, have they dipped? Is there a process of dipping for position for sing on that night also?
Right, and I was going to get to that, but since you bring it up, I'm going to say that dipping for position starts today.
Okay.
So the Groovy starts at 12, and the Soca it starts at 1. All right, so that happens at the Spice Mass office today. So the artists will come down there and dip for positions for the Groovy and the Soca semifinals this weekend.
All right. So it's all about Spice Mass 2022 here on To The Point this morning. We're talking to the CEO, and of course we're talking about everything that we could expect for Spice Mass 2022. Probably a little bit later on in the program. We're probably going to take a call or two in terms of the viewers and listeners. So they probably have a question that they would like to ask the CEO pertaining to Carnival this year, and you certainly will give you that option of chiming in via the phone line, and they'll certainly do so. So tell us, Mr. Jacob, in terms of the happenings after we wrap up the semi-final rounds, where does it lead to? Or where does it lead to again, for especially for folks who probably forget? Okay, you know, I'm not saying they have actually did, but you know, not having Carnival for the last 2 years, where we lead to after the semi-final round? What are some of the other major events that's coming up?
Well, once we move from semi-final round, we are going to be going into our final competition. Mm-hmm. So we start with our Queen Show on the 27th of July. Then we move to our Children's Carnival Frolic on Saturday, the 30th of July. And this year, we are going to see Children's Carnival Frolic coming back with a difference. It happened before, but we are bringing it back this year, where you are going to be having a kids' village in the Children's Carnival Frolic.
All right.
So you are going to have a kids' village, mass, kids' mass, Calypso, and Panorama, all in one venue.
Would that be at the National Stadium, or there's a particular venue
at the
National Stadium?
National Stadium.
Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's at the National Stadium. Tickets are also out for these events, and we move. So we have Queen Show the 27th, the 30th. We have the Calypso, the Children's Carnival Frolic. Then on the 4th, we have the Calypso Finals, again going back to Progress Park, Big Parish.
And what was the reason for moving the actual finals for the Calypso competition to Progress Park this year? What was one of the main reasons behind it?
Well, the main reason for that is the catchments, to catch the people, to move the Calypso to the people who love Calypso the most, to put it bluntly. When we did the research, the people who actually come out to Calypso are in the catchment areas from St. Andrew, St. David, St. Patrick. So we decided to bring that Calypso final to them, because we see what happens at the Calypso semi-final, and it's going to be testimony again this weekend. Mm-hmm. The Calypso semi-final is always packed. But when you move to the stadium on the Sunday night, the participation dwindles in terms of patrons coming out to see the Calypso. Okay? So we decided to experiment this year and bring the Calypso back into the finals, back into Progress Park, and see if it's going to bring more people to the finals of Calypso. And that was one of the main reasons for bringing it into St. Andrews, back into Progress Park.
All right. I certainly understand that, because we have seen the grading of the competition on the March Grand Night per se at the stadium, where we have minimal participation from especially the folks who come out to listen to Calypso. We've seen that happen over the years, and I certainly hope that this year, being moved to Progress Park, as you said, there seems to be a love more for the Calypso art from in the outer parishes, to say. So we're hoping that it moving to Progress Park will certainly make a whole lot of difference, and moving forward for 2023.
Yep. One of the things I want to touch on, so that we stopped at Calypso.
Calypso, yes, in terms of the events coming up. Mm-hmm.
There will also be a difference this year. We are going to be having Gabi out of Barbados, making a guest appearance.
Which event that is? Which event that is he's going to be being part of?
That's for Calypso.
Calypso. Okay.
Yeah. We are also having our veterans here, Inspector and Wizard, also gracing the stage at the Calypso finals.
All right.
Then we are on Friday, Soca Monarch, Soca Groovy Monarch finals. Mm-hmm. That's happening at the National Stadium.
And would it
All
be and it will be typical as how that event has been going on for the last couple of years? Both events on the same night, both
Yes, so we
Groovy
have
and the Power Soca, as we will refer to that.
Yeah.
All right. Tell us in terms of the fight. Let's of course focus a little bit on the Soca Monarch and Groovy Monarch finals. Of course, I hope we're not moving too fast. But is there anything special going to be happening on these nights, or just going to be that typical event or performance for the artists on that night? Is there anything the Spice Mass Corporation has planned for that night that maybe you want to hold back a bit, or you
we have I could tell you all our events, they are going to be produced professionally.
Okay.
All right. So we have two professionals that will be producing the Calypso final and the Soca Monarch finals. So that's all I'm going to say for now. I gave you that we are going to be having some added acts on there. At these events, they are going to be properly produced.
I just try to tickle your fancy just a wee bit, because I've been hearing some talk on the ground pertaining to that. So I just want to see if it was ready to be released, or you're still going to hold on to it per se. But
no, I wouldn't speak to that. I'm going to speak to Pan. I'm going to speak to Pan. On the Saturday, we have Panorama. That's one with a difference which I can speak to. I don't want to say anything much on the producers' productions.
Okay.
Because we have not really. They haven't given me the right to actually say what they are coming with. All right. So I can speak to the Panorama, for example. Panorama this year will be a Panorama with a difference, where we are going to be having the Panorama up front and we're having an after party on that on that Saturday night. Okay, and we are going to be bringing a band from Dominica, the Bouillon band from Dominica WCK. Okay, the original Bouillon band from Dominica, together with some of our top local artists or top international artists, I call them. So we're going to be seeing the likes of Talpri, Lava, Skinny Bantan, Wasways, and the band performing at this event together on the same stage with the WCK band. So basically, we are looking at an event where we say Bouillon, Mitch, Jab, and Pan. At that event, yeah?
All right.
So we have the Bouillon music, we have Pan music, and we have Jab music featured in Panorama this year. And we call it the Panorama Ultra, Fantastic Saturday Ultra.
Okay. And venue, National Stadium?
That's National Stadium again, and it's only $100 to get you on the inside for Pan and the after party.
All right. Now tell me, in terms of the lineup for Panorama, how many bands are we expecting to see performing in Panorama for 2022?
For the senior bands, we expect to see 6 senior bands
6 senior
on
bands?
stage. Yes.
All right. So that's another interesting lineup there for Panorama 2022. All right, Mr. Jacob, we're going to take a short break and come back and chit-chat some more. It's To The Point for today, Wednesday, the 20th day of July. And we're talking to the CEO of the Spice Mass Corporation. When we come back, we, of course, chit-chat some more. Folks, stay with us. We're coming right back here on K105. It's To The Point.
You come to my house again, eh? What's up?
I come for the thing. Hold on. I talk to you about this push-up window. You want I could slide?
So where I get one now?
Buy on the Spot Hardware. After 20 years, it's still gliding. Like the first day I buy it. Like the best buy I ever made.
On the Spot Hardware, the first choice for long-lasting gliding windows.
Come look me there.
Vaccine safety is always a top priority, and this is no different from the COVID-19 vaccines.
The COVID vaccines that we have available are very effective and safe, and it is very important for elderly persons and frontline health workers and other frontline workers to get it, because these vaccines protect you from becoming ill if you get COVID.
As COVID-19 vaccines are approved for use in the general population, monitoring for safety continues. Each COVID-19 vaccine goes through the same clinical trials and rigorous study as with all other vaccines, with the focus on safety and efficacy.
Nothing goes into the nucleus. Nothing affects the genetic code of the human. It is a very safe vaccine. This is a vaccine that we all need to take because it will keep us safe.
Vaccines bring us closer. Choose to get vaccinated.
Welcome back to the point, folks. Wednesday, the 20th day of July, and we actually speaking to the CEO of the Spice Mass Corporation about Carnival for 2022, and we're moving on this morning. Let's go back to Sir Jacob and say good morning to you once again. So welcome back.
Good morning, and thank you again.
Now we're moving on this morning. We know that every year, Spice Mass, of course, for the benefit of our Grenadians over there who are not able to come back to Grenada to enjoy Carnival, what's the availability for them in terms of this year? Are there going to be the streaming platforms available this year again? Tell us about the costing and so forth, and how it will be like for folks who would like to view Grenada Carnival, especially folks out there in the diaspora, and even locals alike who may not want to go out to the actual events but would like to stay home and view. Tell us about that.
Most definitely. We know in 2019 we had COVID, right?
Yes.
And COVID taught us a lot of things. And I think COVID taught us how we can make more use of the internet. And we actually found a niche. We found a new niche market of people who actually love carnival events, but they prefer to stay home and enjoy. They don't like to be in crowds. And we cannot forget these people. Now that we are getting back into a sense of normalcy, we cannot forget this that niche in the market we found for Carnival. So we are looking to go to them again this year, and we have created a platform for these people. So we are catering for all of our people in the diaspora, those who cannot come, those who never knew about Carnival before. They got a little bit of it in the downtime by looking at the internet, looking at pay-per-view events, etc., streaming platforms with all the different carnivals that happen in the Caribbean and over the world, and actually got hooked on Carnival. But these people may not necessarily want to fly out to come to Spice Mass. Some of them cannot. And we know that some of them definitely cannot this year because flights. Flights are very, very, very tight. Flights are booked to the max for Spice Mass this year. So we have created a platform for these people, and it's on tizik.com. So they can see all of our events, all 8 events of Spice Mass this year on that platform, tizik.com. There's a package deal there where they can pay just $120 US to get all of the shows. And the other shows, they are priced individually as well. That information is up on our website. It's on our Facebook page. And it's on the GTS page as well. So the foreigners, the people in the diaspora, you can be locked on. We are looking out for you there, and we have you covered on tizik.com, so you can see all of our events there.
All right.
Our locals who still are not comfortable yet getting back in the crowd, you can get it on, as usual, on your Flow channel, all 8 events, for only $100 EC. So you want to stay home and take in all the action of Spice Mass Corporation this year, the events of Spice Mass, you can get that on your Flow channel for only $100 EC.
All right, great. So that's a plus there for folks in the diaspora. So those of you who are listening to us via our Facebook page, and I guess you may not be able to come for Spice Mass. Grenadians are here, as you said. There are Grenadians who are still not in that going out and being part of the crowd. Okay, you know, COVID is still out there, and you probably just want to, of course, protect yourself. You have the comfort of listening, of being able to view the events at the comfort of your home. Now, Mr. Jacob, yesterday we had the post-cabinet press briefing. In terms of, we saw the minister, the Honorable, of course, Mr. Ron Redhead, who is a minister for, let me give you his entire portfolio, Minister of State responsible for youth sports and in the Ministry of Youth Sports and Culture. And he spoke yesterday in terms of the accommodation for Spice Mass in terms of receiving $1 million. Tell us about that, and how does these funds help in terms of making Spice Mass better in 2022?
Well, of course, money goes a long way.
I know.
We're coming out of COVID and everything is expensive. Just as how it is expensive for us as individuals, it is very expensive for the corporation as well. So when we go to our service providers, prices of everything went up. Mm-hmm. So we have to procure lights, stage, sound, videographers, photographers, all of these people that we contract to make Spice Mass the event that the final product comes out to be. All of these costs went up. So we are very happy for that additional injection. Okay. It was actually part of our budget. Okay, so we budgeted for that in our budget, and we approached the government and we asked for that amount of funds, and we were very happy that they saw the need to actually inject that amount of cash as their sponsorship for Carnival this year, because there is not a lot of sponsors coming on board this year for Spice Mass. Or even though those that we have on board, they have reduced their cash significantly in terms of the sponsorship value, in terms of cash. They have reduced that significantly. So the additional injection that we are getting to buffer where we are falling short in the sponsorship, we are very, very happy for it, and it's going to go a long way to make sure that we can make this event one to remember for everyone, and make sure that everyone has a memorable time and that everyone benefits from this event of Carnival Spice Mass 2020.
All right. Now we speaking also pertaining, because we're moving on now. We're spoken about that. Let's just try back into the events. We're talking Monday Night Mass. Tell us what we're going to see. Is there anything different in terms of the routine, and anything different in terms of the presentation that Spice Mass would like to see, especially from the bands? Anything of the sort for Monday Night Mass this year?
Right. So before I delve into Monday Night Mass, before I forget, I want to put it out there that we are having on Friday at 10 a.m. at the National Stadium. We are going to be gathering on the bleachers area at the National Stadium in the Junior Murray Raw Lewis stand there, and we are going to be having a meeting with all Mass band leaders. So Juve band leaders, Monday Night Mass band leaders, Fancy Mass band, Traditional Mass band leaders. So I'm putting it out there now. So we're asking all of these people who are involved to come out to this meeting. We are going to be having the police there and other key persons to speak to you about logistics, etc., for the route for Carnival and what is expected on the road. So that's the first thing I want to say. So we want everyone who have a band, if you're registered with Spice Mass and you're having a band on the road for Spice Mass Monday and Tuesday, Monday night, Monday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, we want you to come out to that meeting at 10 a.m. at the National Stadium, Junior Murray Raw Lewis stands. Okay. Right? Monday Night Mass. It's happening, and this is happening with a difference. You are going to be seeing Pan as part of Monday Night Mass.
Interesting. Mm-hmm.
So the Pan would lead the way from Monday Night Mass, start off the Monday Night Mass, and the different bands would be adorned in their neon colored T-shirts, etc., and people can actually join them and move along the road. So if you are a person who loves Pan and you want to be a part of that band, you can join that band, and that was going to lead you into Monday Night Mass, followed by the regular Monday Night Mass bands, the big trucks and so on, with the Carib Brewery, etc., and the individual people who bring out the Monday Night Mass. They would also be coming out, and we plan to start that route from Montrouge, come right up onto the Carnaval. So that's the route for Monday Night Mass.
All right.
Also, that's the route for Fancy Mass on Tuesday. All right. So the Fancy Mass bands, they are going to be moving from Montrouge onto the carnage. That's the route. And actually, that's a route that the Grenada Mass Band Association proposed to the Spice Mass Corporation. They said it was something that the mass bands were asking for, the masqueraders were asking for. And we are trying it this year to see if it's actually going to work. So that's what the route is going to be, from Montrouge to the
Carnage.
Yes.
All right. Well, interesting the route. I understand that, but over the years, folks been complaining about the time factor in terms of how bands, especially people always wait at the final point, which is usually the Carnage area. And folks been complaining, they're there midnight and haven't seen a band. So we're looking at a timely factor in terms of bands starting this year, with the Spice Mass Corporation advocating for that.
To emphasize time and to let people know that when the call time is set for us to move, we should move. All right? Because I think over the years we have incidents where trucks been breaking down, trucks come late because they would have been at another event, they would have been at Juve, and they had to get ready to come for Monday night mass, and the same thing for Tuesday. So that was some of the things that attributed to the late start. But we want to iron out all of these things tomorrow at that meeting, but to make sure that we work with the logistics team and the police to make sure that we have a prompt start to all of the events on the road for Spice Mass.
All right. But that's interesting, because I know time factor has always been an issue over the years, and if that could be remedied this year, we may not get it right this year, but if there's a positive emphasis been put into it, I certainly saw that it could make a whole lot of difference. Because the spectators, they sometimes they get a little bit frustrated waiting on a band to come for the longest while. I hope that rolls out nice. So we move from Monday night mass. Tell us about the Fancy Mass this year. What are some of the happenings that the Spice Mass Corporation will be putting into the Fancy Mass part of it? Tell us something about that.
Well, Fancy Mass this year, there will be no judging of Fancy Mass this year. And again, it's another proposal from the Grenada Mass Band Association that they didn't think that the mass bands would be ready for an actual competition coming out of COVID. So it's basically a festival on the road. Okay, so it's a parade on the road, it's a festival on the road. So we are going to see maybe about 17 bands on the road this year.
So no actual
judging. So we have the traditional non-competing bands and the traditional competing bands all coming out together on the road this year. And we're going to see a total of about 17 Fancy Mass bands. And we have maybe in excess of 15 traditional mass bands that will be parading on the road this year.
All right, great.
As well.
Now, one of the most talked about events in Grenada for Carnival has always been Juve. All right. And we know over the years, I per se have always talked about it. I think it has lost its merit in terms of how things take place. It just seemed to turn out to be a big jump up, just in my opinion at times. Are we going to see some sort of organization been put into place, especially from the Spice Mass Corporation, in terms of how Juve goes on this year? We just see that all bands just come together and it just turns out a big jump up. Would it be some kind of organization part of the Spice Masters thinking, especially with the jab and the other color masters per se? Would we see something like that being put on?
Most definitely. They've always been structure on people,
But no, been structure I know, but sometimes we just don't follow through on it.
When it comes down to executing people on Juve morning in all their frenzy and revelry, drunkenness and all of that, it's really hard to maneuver. But that again is something that's going to come up again at the meeting on Friday to make sure we can actually see a spectacle of Juve at Juve. All right. So we want to see the black, all the black. We want to see all the silver. We want to see all the blue. We want to see all the yellow. Okay. That's the structure that we really want to see for Juve. I know there have been a call out there. We've been hearing it years now for earlier start time to Juve, moving Juve to 4 a.m. We've tried, but the police say legally Juve starts at 5. And sadly, guys, we cannot get Juve at 4 a.m. Okay, the police said it's a no. We would have to start at 5. So we are encouraging the Juve bands to get the people to gather at 4, get it done from that time, and once the bell rings or the cannon goes off at 5 a.m., we should be ready to go. So we'll have enough time to enjoy Juve.
All right. I'll be for that. And I certainly hope that some form of compromise could happen in terms of the bans. And let me bring, as youngsters growing up, we know what Juve used to be like, the spectacle of it. And it has diminished a little bit. And certainly hope that could be rectified this year and have a better Juve 2022. We've been talking a lot of aspects of Carnival and the different shows, the different events, and so forth. And pretty soon, as promised to our viewers and of there, we're going to take a couple of your phone calls. I know there are, of course, individuals who are looking on. We'd like to ask you a question or two pertaining to Carnival 2022. Now, let's talk about when the mass is over and a postmortem is done and so forth, and we're looking forward to 2023 in terms of Carnival. What would you, as the CEO, look forward to in terms of Carnival 2022? What would you look forward to see happen for this year's Carnival?
Well, I would like to see all of the activities that we actually plan be very successful. I would like to see that we have an incident-free carnival, because we know that we market our carnival as one of the safest carnival. So we want to make sure we have an incident-free carnival and make sure that all of the events of Spicemas are executed in a professional way. So that when it's a product that we're putting out there, it's a brand that we're putting out there, and we want to make sure that everyone who represents the Spicemas brand does it well. So even the people who are going to be having a mass band, you are still under the Spicemas banner, okay? You still represent the Spicemas brand. So I want to see that all masqueraders deliver on what they promise their patrons, okay? We want to see that all the service providers live up to their expectation from the Spicemas Corporation of delivering the venues on time. Okay, making sure that we have the sound systems, the sound checks, all of these things happen on time, so that in effect now, Spicemas can do what they are supposed to do, so that no one would be blaming another one. So if everyone does what they have to do, then we are going to have everything running smoothly. Yes, we are going to have glitches, but if everyone does what they have to do, we expect that everything will run smoothly. So that's one of the things I want everyone to hold up to their expectations. Okay, deliver your costumes on time. Deliver what you promise you are going to deliver, so that at the end of the day there is no backlash for Carnival, and it wouldn't be at that day, it wouldn't be the individual band or the individual promoter. It would be Spicemas that's going to get the blame. So that's one of the first things I want to looking forward to make sure that we work together to make this event Spicemas the best ever, so we can sell this product to the world. It can continue to be generating revenue for our economy and generating revenue for individuals as well.
All right. We're going to take another short break. We're moving up to 15 minutes before the top of the hour, the final segment of To The Point. When we come back, as promised, we're going to take a couple of your phone calls. We're going to take some comments from our social media platforms and so forth. So we're coming right back here on To The Point for today, Wednesday. Let's take this break, and when we come back, we're going to entertain some phone calls.
I want to be free.
Vaccine safety is always a top priority. Like other vaccines, the COVID-19 vaccines being developed have been through the same trial phases and rigorous process required for all vaccines. Global efforts on the development of the vaccines are built on existing research from previous coronaviruses like MERS and SARS-1. As COVID-19 vaccines are approved for their broad use in the population, be reassured that they will continue to be monitored to identify any adverse events. Your safety is our top priority. Vaccines bring us closer. Choose to get vaccinated.
Are you a small business and would like your business to grow? Do you have an event, products, or services that people should know about? Be wise. Advertise. Book your spot on GBN Shopping Guide. Be part of Grenada's biggest advertising medium, the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Call our sales department now on 440-2446 or 440-3033 or GBN plus the number sign. email us at sales@gbn.gd. Special conditions apply.
Grenada's chief medical officer has ordered that all confirmed positive COVID-19 individuals, their contacts, and members of their household must remain in quarantine or isolation for 14 days. Anyone who fails to comply with this order will be in breach of the Public Health COVID-19 Regulations 2020 and is guilty of an offense. Upon summary conviction, that person will be liable to a penalty of up to $10,000.
Welcome back, folks. It's to the point that for today, Wednesday, the 20th day of July, and we're talking to the CEO of the Spice Mass Corporation this morning. And we did speak about lots pertaining to Carnival 2022. Welcome back once again, Mr. Jacob. Hey, folks, especially our listeners and viewers out there, we'll be entertaining some of your phone calls. I'm seeing lots of questions via, of course, the Facebook comments. Also, I'm going to throw a couple of those questions to you also, Jacob. Let's take this caller and see what this caller has to offer in terms of a question to you as we go to the phone line. Good morning to you, caller.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, what's your question?
Just want to ask Mr. Jacob, what regulation you have for all mass Juve monies? Is there a starting point? 1, 2. Is there plenty registrations for the old mass Juve monies as individuals or banks?
That's all. That's the question. That's all the question this morning, caller. Okay, so I guess that's the question. Mr. Drake, I hope you were able to hear the questions from the caller, and he was asking in terms of the regulation per se for the all mass bands. If you did hear the question, maybe you could answer it.
Yeah, I think he said registration. Yes, there is registration for the all mass bands. Mm-hmm. Registration is free, so you just come to the Spice Mass office and you register. So at least we have a list, so we can put it in order, so we know who's going to be coming. That's all we required. We are also working along with the Lions Club to bring out the old mass that was held last Sunday. So we are going to see some of that as well on the road. So if you are interested in taking part in old mass as a group or as an individual, you can come into the office and register. It's free.
Okay, let's go back to the
I think he asked about the route as well.
The route per se.
Yeah. So the route for Juve, basically it starts from 2 locations. So you can gather from by TAMCC, and also another location would be from Panday Beach at the traffic lights in Belmont.
Okay, let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. How are you?
All right, morning, GT.
Good morning.
Right, just making a comment according to the gentleman. What I looked at from my point of view is what they say. He said that there's been no judging of bands this year. What I think, if they knew that, they wouldn't be judging any bands. They should say that before Carnival starts, so these masqueraders know what to do. Saying that no, it's not a big problem, but you could change people's mood and the motive. So all they can do is, all they will be doing there, if they keep on with that, the mass will be deteriorating. Because if you have a price, it's a competition and a thing. Even though if you have a price for $200 and a band try to take part and they know they win, that is still give them motivation to come next year. Because although the price is little and they could come as the top band or the second band, they're still striving. They're trying to strive. And then another thing is, like the shows, and all the shows, I think they don't start too late. So what should be done is, any shows going under the Spice Mass Corporation banner, if they say the show is going to start 9, in all these shows, they're supposed to have maybe marshals or whatever to make sure that that's to start 9. And it's starting 9, whether it have 1 person, 3 people, 7 people, 1,000. Listen, in Barbados, they used to have something like that. And you know what, the people, that was the thing they issue. The show start 9 and it start 9 and everyone gets in line. They don't go in helter-skelter anymore. Everyone.
Okay. All right, caller. Thank you for your contribution there, caller. Thank you so much. And if you want to respond to the caller, then.
Let me address the last one first because I think that's the one fresh in my mind. I totally agree with you, caller, on the start time for the shows, and that's something that has been a problem. I don't think we had a major problem with that in 2019, but I think we actually did that in 2019. We started on time, and I am with you on if you have 2 people at the venue, you start on time, because what it encourages is that it encourages people to see that you are serious and they are going to start on time. You break that culture of, it's starting 8 man, they go start 9, so you come for 9. But when they reach for 9 and they see that the show is actually halfway, next time they're going to come. So I am with you on that, and that definitely we are working on to make sure all our shows start on time. That's why we are having the shows produced. And again, it's critical that we start on time as well, because we are going to be streaming this on live. Okay, so it has to start on time.
All right.
The prizes for the mass bands, that was discussed and announced a long time ago. From the time we announced the moving into the regular carnival, or we move into the plan B for carnival, we announced that there will be no judging of the mass. So the mass band leaders are pretty aware of that, because that was a suggestion that came from them. It didn't come from the Spice Mass Corporation. A suggestion came from the Mass Band Association to the board, and the decision was taken there. So the decision was made that the mass band was okay with that decision, so of not judging. So and it was announced. So I don't think that there would be, or there should be, any hiccups now with mass bands learning now that they are not judging. They're not just learning that as I'm speaking now. They were quite aware of that. So thank you very much for your contribution.
We do have another caller. Let's go over and say good morning to the caller. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Yes, good morning. How are you doing? I agreed with the brother's contribution about the store starting on time, because not only producing the show that matters, the producer action in the show itself, but getting the participants there on time is the most important thing. Having started Calypso semifinals 15 times on time, it was a task. Before that, he started at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, but you have to get the participants, the band, everybody in sync to be there before the start of the show on time. Secondly, would there be any judging points for the old mass competition? I heard you say that yes, there'll be old mass. They'll be getting at 2 points. I mean, does that mean that there'll be no judging point, or would there be any judging of old mass on Tuesday morning? Over.
All right, thank you, caller. Skip, you want to answer that in terms of the judging points?
We are not doing any judging for the mass this year. No mass.
No mass, whatever will be judged this year.
Yeah.
No. All right. It's K105, and I'm looking at one of the question here for our comments per se from one of the viewers via Facebook, and they're saying they have 2 questions. And one, they're saying they want to know what the move of the venue for the March Gras to St. Andrew, and they want you to tell them why it was decided to be on a Thursday when the people have to go to work on Friday the next day. That's one of the comments they're making, and they also want to reference to another country. I'm not sure the importance of it, but they're saying that St. Vincent didn't move the day of the March Gras, but enhanced the Calypso finals, panorama, and parade of the bands on the same night. And in place of that, was it a great? They say in place of that, it became a great success. Why shouldn't we, of course, take a page from them? You know, sometimes I do have a little difficulty, trying to follow suit other people, because what other countries do, we may not always get it right ourselves. But we should always have our own ideas to go forward. What do you take in terms of the comment made there by, of course, the viewer?
Well, I addressed the reason already for the move on the to Progress Park in terms of the venue. I addressed that. and we looked at it basically in terms of the catchment area, the people that actually come out to support Calypso, where they located. So it's an experiment for this year. We're trying to see if it's going to bring more people to the Calypso finals. So that's the reason for moving that to that venue. In terms of the day, the moving of the day, again, it was looked at. We changed the day for Queen Show because Queen Show was that particular day for the where we had Calypso, and we moved the Queen Show earlier to give the Queen a longer time to reign during the whole season of Carnival, where she can go and crown all of the monarchs in the different competitions, and also move to the different events of Carnival, so she have a longer reign during the time. But the day itself, again, was another experiment to see if a day change and a venue change would actually bring more people into Calypso. So, caller, it may work this year, it may not work, but it's something that we're trying to see if we can improve the product and add value to the product, especially the Calypso product. If it doesn't work, we're going to say it didn't work. We are going to be big enough to say it didn't work, and we need to look at it again. So it's an experiment. We cannot keep doing the same thing the same way to expect different results. So we are trying some things different. As it relates to the St. Vincent model, I cannot really speak to that. I really didn't get a chance to actually look at the St. Vincent Carnival, the streams this year. So I cannot really speak to it, but I'm sure we always take bits and pieces from other people, especially when we're reviewing. So when we are reviewing our competitions this year, some of the changes and the structural changes that we made this year, we can also look at other models and take that into consideration. So thank you again for your input, for your contribution. And these are the kind of things that we want to encourage, especially after Carnival, when we are doing a post-Carnival analysis. I don't like to call it post-mortem, because a mortem is something, a post-mortem is something that is dead. And I don't believe Carnival is dead. So when we do a post-Carnival analysis, maybe we should take it to maybe a live platform like this and take in suggestions from the public. So I do welcome your contribution.
All right. We're almost wrapping up time for the show this morning. Let's take our final caller, and then we come in, of course, closing statements from you. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning. I want to just find out something quick. Will there be any toilet facilities on Carnival, for the Carnival? That's because I wanted to find out. Okay.
Yes. Right, thank you. Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, yes. I'm going to say yes. We have already contracted toilets. We're going to have toilet facilities along the parade route. We also expect the mass band leaders to have toilet facilities for the patrons as well. But we are going to be having toilet facilities along the Carnival route.
All right, interesting question there. All right, Mr. Jacob, we are coming to the end of the program. We're a bit over time this morning. Any closing statements you want to, of course, draw to the public, the viewing and the listening public this morning before we take a wrap?
One of the events we didn't really speak about is our last lap event, which is our Orange Walk. Okay, that's on the Saturday the 13th. So we are going to be bringing everyone back, and it's a big last lap event on that Saturday on the Carnage with Pan, Steel Pan, Calypso, all the winners of Carnival, and all the people who participated in Carnival. Come out with your costume, make your last jump, say goodbye and see you again. Au revoir. Goodbye and see you again. So that event is going to be happening again on the 13th, Saturday the 13th. So that's another event that we reintroduced this year. We didn't speak about Canboulay. So quickly, I'm going to say that Canboulay, we are going to be having Canboulay as an event in all of the parishes again. It's again another immersive space where people can go out and enjoy the richness of the traditional culture in terms of where Carnival came from on the plantation. See the flambeau, the preparing for Carnival, the making of the jab helmets, the cutting up your clothes, preparing for Juve, and kind of reminisce on the plantation life. So the venues would be, the ambience of the venue should reflect something with the flambeau, the sugar cane, the kind of plantation life. That's what we're trying to encourage. Of course, with food and music and traditional mass, etc. at that venue. So we are going to be announcing the venues very soon. We know we have some already established in the different parishes. We are waiting on some parishes to actually give us the venues where they're actually going to be having. And we are going to be going around live streaming these events. We are going to be taking our guests, we're working along with the GTA to take our guests to see this raw aspect of our culture. Okay, it's something new that we're starting this year, and we hope that it's going to be a very big product in years to come.
All right. We want to thank you once again. I hope we could have another opportunity to chat again. Well, of course, when we draw a bit closer to the carnival, maybe to chat more about the final events and so forth. So I want to thank you, Mr. Jacob, for popping in this morning and for sharing the information that you did share with the viewing and listening audience here on To The Point. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much.
All right. Hey, folks, that's where we come to the end of To The Point for today. It's Wednesday, the 20th day of July. Join us again tomorrow. We have another program lined up for you. Our viewers via GBN TV or listeners via K105 and also our social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube. We want to thank you folks so much. Join us again for another edition of To The Point.